How you doing? 4th of July kind of like snuck up on me. It's already July 2nd and I'm like, So today's look, I wanted to do a quick, simple, easy 4th of July look for you guys. So I guess I'm just gonna hop right into the tutorial. I don't have too much to say today. I think because it's early in the morning too, I'm a little sleepy. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna moisturize the face first using the Tatcha water cream. This is my favorite cream by far. And it's really good for all skin types, and you guys know. Ah, shit! I put it on the back of my nail. And then just rub it in. It feels so good. I'm gonna start with the eyes first today because I'm thinking I'm gonna be working with a little bit of glitter, and I don't want glitter on my foundation. I wanna be able to wipe it away. So I'm going to prime my eyes with this new NARS Concealer. I'm obsessed with it. It's the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And I'm just using an Urban Decay brush. This is the flat eyeshadow brush. And I am just going to, pack this on. And you could take like a beauty blender if you want and kind of like smooth out the edges. Beauty blenders fix everything. And then I'm just gonna set this bish with a little bit of translucent powder. And I'm going in with my Morphe E48 brush. And then just dusting it on ever so gently. This will make it a lot smoother later on when we apply some shadows, just in case you didn't know. Okay, so for eyes, I'm gonna be using my eyeshadow palette. I'm so excited. Again, guys, my eyeshadow palette with Violet Voss comes out July 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm really excited. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. So first I'm going in with the color Bruh, and I'm just going to apply that all over my crease. As a transition shade, this is a beautiful, beautiful shade for like getting ready to build up the shadow. I'm actually gonna zoom you guys on in so you get a better look at what I'm doing over here. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Up close and personal, you can see my pores. Next, I'm going in with the shade Hangry, and I'm just gonna be going over that Brush shade we already used. I just wanna have a little bit more dimension and depth to the eyes. This isn't gonna be a crazy eye look because I'm thinking I'm gonna do some blue winged liner, and I want that to be the main focus. And then I'm using my shade Hey Girl, and I'm just gonna apply that more directly in the crease, and I'm using my Morphe M514 brush for this. This is like my simple, everyday kind of makeup. You could do this with anything, any kind of look. You can jazz it up as much as you want, but I wanna keep it simple for the most part. And then what I'm gonna do is kind of like cut the crease. So I'm picking back up my NARS Concealer and that same Urban Decay brush, and I'm just going to start cutting the crease. Definitely want to be very precise when doing this, so take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. You want to try to get it as perfect as you can to a actual like half circle, like to your eye shape, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna take my beauty blender to even it out just a little bit, but while it's still kind of like wet, I'm going to apply my shadow. So I'm gonna take this shade right here, Daisy, and just apply it to the entire eyelid. And then I'm just going back in with my Morphe brush. I'm not using any additional product, and I'm just kind of smoothing out the edges a bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye, and I'll be right back. So I'm using this from Tarte Cosmetics. It's their clay paint liners. This is in the color Cobalt. And I'm actually going to be using a Tarte Cosmetics brush for this. I love their angled brushes for eyeliners. I think they're really, really great, and it gets so that it's really precise. I definitely want to do an updated eyeliner tutorial for you guys, so I'm gonna be filming that soon. I promise, promise, promise. And basically, I'm gonna be doing this the way I would with any kind of winged liner. I'm gonna start in the outer corner and then kind of connect it to the inner corner. So I'm thinking I kind of want to add glitter to the liner. I have this LA Splash glitter. It's called Bay Breeze. And I don't know, I thought that this was a glitter like primer, but it just says eyeshadow primer. I don't know, we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna start to lay down, I guess, some of this glue here, right on the liner itself. And then I'm gonna go into the glitter and start to slowly add it on. That's so pretty. So I'm gonna take a wipe now. This is exactly why we didn't do our foundation first. And I'm gonna wipe away as best as I can these glitters. These glitters might be here for life, guys. Okay, for mascara, I'm gonna be using the new L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. And just applying it like so. This is just prepping for falsies. But you definitely don't have to wear falsies if you don't want to. You can leave it at this, whatever you want to do. For lashes, you want to make sure you use a lash that isn't too dramatic because you still want that blue liner to pop through. So I'm using Lilly Galici's in the style Diamonds. And then I'm using the Thrive Cosmetics glue. I really like this glue. Kristen Dominique turned me on to it and I really like it. It doesn't leave any like harsh residue afterwards. It's really easy peeling off your lashes. It's not like ripping off a Band-Aid or anything. So I really love this lash glue. And just let that shit dry for a minute. And then just popping this on as close to the lash line as I can. Alright guys, so I zoomed you on out. I primed my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Love this so much. I feel like it's really good for all skin types and it really slims and hides my pores around here, which is where my problem areas are. So thank you for that. And then I'm going in with the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I've been using this for like, I would say probably a week now, and I really like it. I love the coverage. I love everything about it. So I'm just going to smudge it on the back of my hand. I never know how much foundation I need, and I always waste a shit ton. Maybe I'll get better with using these types of foundations. I'm so used to my sticks. I got a little pump happy, guys. Just a little pump happy. And then I'm taking my damp beauty blender and just blending this whole thing out. It matches my fake tan perfectly. For concealer, I'm going to be using CoverGirl. This is the Outlast All Day. And I'm in the shade Light Medium. I'm going to apply it how I normally would. This is actually a really good concealer. I got to test it out the other day and it was like awesome. It barely creased on me. I really like a lot of concealer. You definitely don't have to do as much as I do. I just feel like for my face shape and everything, this is like the best way for me to apply my concealer. For contour, I'm going to be using the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation in the shade Tan Deep Honey and just kind of get my cream contour on. And then I'm just going to blend. Using a very light hand. You want to make sure you can leave as much concealer as possible. You don't want too much of it getting sucked up into the beauty blender. So that's why I say using a light hand is definitely important. I really love this concealer. It's really nice. And it's super affordable too. And then to blend out the contour, I'm kind of like blending it up. You don't want to blend it down because then it could get a little bit muddy and you don't want that. You want to have a nice sharp contour. So just blending it up and kind of like sideways is the best. Okay guys, so I'm going to set everything. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder and just blending out any creasing that may have happened. And then applying the powder. I kind of just dust it on. I let it sit for like less than a minute. This is like my version of baking, I guess, like pushing it into the skin and then letting it sit for a minute. I don't like to let it sit for too long just because I have such dry skin. I don't want there to be like flaky or crackingness going on. Let that sit and bake, honey. All right, time to wipe everything away very carefully. Using my very doity Tarteist Pro Glow Kit, I'm using the Sculpt side. This is the matte shade in the palette. And I'm using my Morphe G40 brush. Oh my God, this brush is amazing for contour. I can't stress it enough. I love it to death. And then I'm just going to chisel out my contour. And to contour my nose, I'm using JD Wadey and Luxie Brushes collaboration. This is her like nose contour brush. It's amazing. I can't contour my nose without it. I like to slim the lower half of my nose. Like my problem area for me is like right here. Like I have that nice large Italian nose at the bottom. So I like to slim that out just by going down in like a straight line and then kind of cutting it off at the tip. Since my nose is usually the driest part of my like entire face and body, instead of like sitting there and blending it out, because eventually I will remove my foundation. That's just how my nose is. Like that's how the skin is on my nose. So I take this large fluffy brush and I kind of just pat it into the skin to blend out my nose contour. And that way it looks 100 times better and I don't remove any makeup that's on my nose. And then to highlight, I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome. Oh my God, this is my favorite highlighter ever, like ever. I haven't used one that's this blinding, okay guys? Like it is amazing.
You look like you're signaling to the space station.
Oh, thank you, honey, thank you. And then for a little bit of blush, I'm going in with a Bellini. This is from Ofra. I love this blush. It's really beautiful. Ofra makes some pretty bomb blushes, not gonna lie. And then for the lower lash line, I'm just going to mix Bra and Hangry. Keep it really simple on the lower lash line. I want the liner to be kind of like the main attraction. I'm just kind of like smoking it out. So for lips, I'm gonna be using Kylie Cosmetics Mary Jo K. And to line my lips, I'm using Tarte in Thirsty. I lost my lip liner for Kylie's. I always lose lip liners, it's awful. And I'm just going to start lining. When I'm working with really bright colors like a red or something like that, I always wanna make sure that I have my liner because it could get a little messy. And then applying Mary Jo K. And then just finishing off the looks with a Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water Burst. Alright guys, and this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and everybody have a happy and safe 4th of July. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!